man I love is a star in the sky. He's the rainbow that guides us to love. Hold my hand as I lead your way to truth and love. Let the light of hope take the chains of the fears of the darkness and the discord of our time. Break the chains free and forge the chains into the jewelry that we wear. Taking old machines, let's forge them into tools that can help us communicate with each other. Let us communicate with each other to create the stars of the light that we can use to shine upon the people in this time of discord, to create unity and love and light. Okay, let's get started. First, we need to find the Ubuntu operating system. That's the operating system for our computer since we cannot afford Windows. It's open source, so you search for Ubuntu Desktop Download on your search engine on a working computer. There you find the results. You find the one that is on Ubuntu.com, not a third party. There is the download page. You want Ubuntu 18.04 LTS. You will need a minimum of a 4 gigabyte flash drive. The Ubuntu operating system will be installed on that flash drive, so it will boot up on the system on which you want to make the installation. The installation of the Ubuntu on the flash drive is where we're going next. So again, on a search engine, installing Ubuntu on the flash drive, and again, you look for the entry that is from Ubuntu, not a third party. There you go, right there. Double check, and we go right there. The instructions are very clear. They're available if your current system is on either Ubuntu, Windows, or Macintosh. You have a table of contents to your left. In addition to that, if you scroll to the bottom of the page, you will see arrows to go to the next page or the previous page. This is how you install the Ubuntu on the flash drive that you have inserted into your machine. Please note this would take 5 to 10 minutes to complete the installation on the thumb drive. Here we are on the system where we're going to install the Ubuntu. You have to insert the thumb drive into the machine and power the machine on. It will boot up and you should see something that will look like this. You select Install Ubuntu by using the arrow keys on your keyboard. Now this may take a while. We're going to speed things up in this video. Ignore those warnings and you're going to see a screen that looks like this. This is going to take a while. You'll eventually end up with this. the start of the installation. You hit the continue, you're going to leave it in English. Next, again, go continue, going to stay in English. Normal installation and download updates when installing Ubuntu, so you leave those. Click on continue. Now here you want to say something else, because we're going to make sure the hard drive is partitioned the way it's supposed to be, and this will take out all the old partitions and data. You come to this screen, the first thing you're going to do is say new partition table. So you type continue, click continue. This will wipe out any partition table on the disk. Well, the first thing you're going to do here, you click on free space. You click on the plus symbol to add a partition, as you can see. Then here, there's going to be a drop menu for the type of partition. So here, you're going to first enter the size of 200 megabytes. And then you're going to click on the use as, and you're going to go all the way down to where it says EFI system partition. Right there. You click on that. And once you do that, you click OK. And this will create what's called an EFI boot partition. Now you need to wait until you see that partition. There it is. SDA1 is an EFI partition. Use as unknown. This is the way it's supposed to be. Now you're going to go ahead. Yeah, you're going to confirm that as we saw. Then you're going to go ahead and click on free space. Click add. And you're going to put in a size of 10,000 megabytes. That's going to be 10 gigabytes. This is going to be what's called a swap space. This is the disk space that's used by the system if it runs out of internal random access memory. So you click on swap space as you see there, right there, and then you click on OK. And once you do that, you'll see the swap space partition appear right there. Now you're going to click on the free space once again. You're going to say plus, as you can see. That's going to now allow you to create the root partition. Here you need to type the slash for the mount point. Very important. Slash means the root file system. There you go. You can double check everything. If you're happy with it, you please click on the install now. This allows you to confirm it with the warning that all data is going to be removed when this installation proceeds. So now we're starting the installation process. It's clearing the hard drive right now and adding the new partition table. We're selecting our time zone, and now it's going to ask for your name. Let's put Robert. That's a name I just chose off the top of my hat. You're going to be choosing a password. For this system, it would be ROBERT for our example. So please do not use that password for the system you are using. But the whole world will know that password right now. Now, once you do that, you can click on log on automatically and then click continue. Now, if this is a public computer, you don't want it to log on automatically. I'm assuming this is your personal computer. Now this is going to last maybe close to a half hour. When it's done, you're going to see something that's going to look like this. This says installation complete. and please restart your computer. We will do so. Now at some point it will instruct us to remove the media, which is the USB thumb drive right there. We remove the thumb drive and we turn the computer off by holding down the power button for several seconds. The screen goes dark. Now retouch the power button and the machine should boot up again. Now the system is booting up for the first time. You might or might not see the logo for the computer manufacturer, and you might see some messages flying past on the screen. Don't worry about those. At some point in time you're going to see this, the Ubuntu logo. This may take 10 to 15 minutes on the first boot up. At some point in time you're going to see this, the desktop for the system. The first time through you're going to see some promotional messages, so we'll hurry through those by clicking next several times until we come back to the desktop that you see here. Now we're going to go to the search, which is in the lower left. Click on that. You go to a system search page. We're going to search for software updating or updating software. You search that in and you're going to see these. You're going to click on the one in the center, which is the software manager. You will let that update the software in your system. For this, you will need to have a network connection, preferably a wired connection. There can be several hundred megabytes worth of updates being uploaded to the system. Now, at some point, it may ask you to reboot the system. So you would do that. Prior to rebooting the system, some of the software will need the system administrator privilege. The password is the same as your password, which in this case is Robert. So just let this thing do its thing. Once you enter that password, do not do anything at all. You just need to watch it as it makes its progress. At some point in time, it will ask you to reboot the system. To reboot the system, you need to click on the upper right-hand corner. You get this selection. Go to the right-hand button at the bottom, the power switch. Click on that, and you see power off. You let the system power off. Once the system boots back up, you click on the Firefox web browser in the upper left-hand corner, and you're going to search for Google Chrome browser. We're going to install Chrome on this system because Ubuntu comes with Firefox and not with Chrome. You go to the Chrome download page, which is right here. Click on that and follow the instructions you see on that page. You may notice that the quality of the image is not very good. This is due to the limitations of the graphics processor on this laptop computer, which is about 10 years old right now. The instructions you get on the installation of Chrome are pretty straightforward. You will confirm that you agree with the installation requirements, and you need to accept all of the default directories that it's doing. So it is downloading right now. The Chrome web browser is a more mature web browser than the Netscape browser that comes with the Ubuntu. However, there are licensing issues that prevent Ubuntu from pre-installing this browser. Here we're going to install it now that it's downloaded. Just click on that key. It will ask you for the system administrator password. Again, you type in the same password. In our case, it's Robert. This is going to take a little while. However, I believe I'm not mistaken. I'm going to hurry this along for the sake of this video, but you may have to wait 10 to 15 minutes for the installation of the Google Chrome browser. Once it is completed, we will make it an icon in the favorites bar on your left, and then we're going to remove the icon of the Netscape browser that you see. Now we're done installing it. We're going to get out of this window back to the desktop. We're going to go to software search, and we're going to search for Chrome. Now there's Chrome on the far left. We right click on that and say add to favorites. Now at some point it's going to ask if you want Chrome as your favorite. You say yes. You click yes on that pop-up. Now Chrome has just opened a window for itself. This is what the Chrome web browser looks like. We're going to go ahead and close this. So now we're about to install another piece of software called PAVU Control. That's the Pulse Audio Controller. So let's go back. Actually, first we're going to take the Firefox off of the favorites by right-clicking, removing from favorites. Now we're going to go to Software Installer, search for PAVU Control in the search bar here. If we search for the availability of PAVU Control on Ubuntu, there it is. Click on either one of those and follow the instructions to install it. This is the facility to allow you to select audio devices. It's going to ask you for the root, the system administrator password. Again, for this machine, that is Robert. Now we're about to install PAVU Control. We're going to hurry this up. It will take longer than what you see right here. Okay, when this is done, we go back to the desktop. We go to the Finder, look for PAVU Control, and there it is, right there. You're going to right-click on that and add to your favorite. So it will now appear on the menu on your left. And there. Now, next, we're going to install Zoom. Now, ignore the Zoom icon you saw on your left. That's the one from Ubuntu. It does not work. We will be going directly to Zoom's website. We're searching for it on the Chrome browser right now to download it from Zoom directly. Again, do not use the Zoom that comes with Ubuntu. We're on Zoom's website. We're going to look for installing Zoom for Linux. So it's right there. Keep going. We'll skip all this. All these steps we can skip. We're just going to go down. We're going to download it first, which you'll see right there. It's clearly labeled as a link. You click there. There's where you download. You're going to select Ubuntu and the latest Ubuntu they have. And you want to download that one. It would download as a Debian style package file. Now it's going to let you know when it's ready. So you click on that on the lower left that you can see where the arrow is pointing. Once this is installed on your system, you need to have it available on your menu bar. So you go to the lower left, brings up the search, local search, you search for Zoom, right click on it to add to favorites. We're not going to do that here for expediency. Now, part of the install process, by the way, requires system access. You enter the system password. Now it's done installing. You make it an icon, and now we're set for a meeting. Here we're getting ready to attend a meeting. Here's the system. It is off. There's the camera on top of the system, and there's the headphones to the left. Both the camera and the headphones are connected via USB to the system. There is an Ethernet connection on the upper left For Zoom meetings, it is best to use a wired connection, because we're going to be sending both video and audio over Zoom. So let's go ahead. At some point, we're going to press the power switch, but very important to note that the LED on the camera should not light up at all until you actually start Zoom. If that LED on the camera lights up before you start Zoom, you've got some problems. Zoom will not use the camera if the LED is lit, but that means another application is using that camera. Here is the Ubuntu booting up. We're going to hurry this a little bit. Well, so far so good. The camera's light is still not on. We're now on the desktop. So there you see the Zoom icon to the left. Again, the camera's LED is not on. So it looks like everything's good to go. You will need the meeting's ID number or the link to the meeting from a website. So join the meeting. Now type in the meeting's ID number that you get from your invitation to the meeting. Now at this point in time, your camera is activated. Now it's going to verify that yes, you want to attend, and yes, the LED on the camera will be lit. And verifying I'm at the camera, you can see my pointer on your monitor. Good way to make sure that yes, it is that camera and not another camera. Please do that, because otherwise you could run into some embarrassing situations. So now we're joining the meeting, and the other person in the meeting doesn't have a camera, but that's just myself on the other side of the room for demonstration purposes only. Here you make sure that you are on the correct audio device, okay? And you can also double check that by clicking on the PAVU control icon, which is, let's see, it's right there. So they're going to click right there. Click on that. That's going to show you your audio devices. Plus, it has a VU meter for your microphone, and you can select whatever devices you want for your audio input. It's a good idea to check this at the beginning of each meeting. Again, this can prevent embarrassing situations where you think your audio is working and it isn't, or is coming from the wrong place. Always verify your camera, make sure it's the camera you want, and verify your sound. Now, to your lower left, you see the audio mute button. Very important to avoid embarrassing things happening. You stay muted unless you are actually speaking at the meeting. When the meeting is over, please leave the meeting and clicking the lower right, and then verifying you want to leave the meeting. It's good for safety. Thank you very much, and hope to see you in a meeting. Clear the runway, clear the runway to your heart, clear the runway for our light of love. Let our communications pass the hope of love to you all, for in this time of discord, we need all the love